Alright people, today we planned on visiting Devil's Tower in Wyoming, and as we're driving through Wyoming I see these billboard signs for buffalo jump. I'm like, buffalo jump? What's a buffalo jump? So I'm like on Google searching. I'm like, really? That's a thing? I had no idea, but then there's only a small area where the buffalo roam. So we're stopping here at 4 Buffalo Jump and we are going to see what it is. So I had no idea. I think it's kind of fascinating actually. So let's, here's the site. We're gonna go get a little bit of information and see exactly what a buffalo jump is. According to this sign, it says the Plains Indians depended on buffalo for material, food, shelter, clothing, tools, fuel, etc. And prior to using horses, they hunted on foot with bows and arrows, which deemed to be difficult and dangerous. So tribes from the northern plains used a natural sinkhole known as a boar buffalo jump to trap bison between 1500 AD and 1800 AD. This site's location at it says here in the sinkhole there's huge volumes of bones and assorted artifacts have been held in place by the bowl shape of the sinkhole. These remains were quickly covered by sediments and are perfectly preserved in discrete, precisely datable layers. Revealed so much fascinating evidence about this period and its people. And this site was actually discovered the construction of the highway we saw behind me in the early 1970s. So let's go see what a buffalo jump is. All right, we did the tour, got a little insight on this, but this is here is the plains. And they would round up around 1,000 bison, buffalo, and they would do a stampede and they would run them, and they had terrible vision. They would run them off and they would fall in this sinkhole. They all wouldn't fall, maybe around 250 to 300. And as soon as they fell in there, they started skinning them and then taking the meat off of them, and they dry out the meat to last them for a while. And they would make these like granola bars from it. But inside that building is the excavation site where you could see a lot of the bones, and there's just goes layers and layers. And once a group of 250 to 300 bison fell in here and they died, they would have to skin it and get the meat real quick because meat goes bad pretty quick, and it would leave this stink behind. So they would only run a group in here every 2 to 3 years. And I believe she said out in this area there's about 7 of these that have been found so far. But this one goes deep. It goes down deeper and deeper. And I'm sure whatever they found so far, there's more and more underneath. But that's the gist of Indian life out here. Pretty cool. So here's the bottom of the sinkhole, and you can see all these bones, and it actually goes layers and layers deeper and deeper. But this is where they stop, so for educational purposes and stuff. But